All right, we are live.
We are.
Live, uh, live from Milan. So, guys, welcome. We'll wait for you guys to hop in. In the meantime, while people are joining, um, do a quick introduction. My name is Cathal. I am Irish and I am a teacher in the Meravigli School in Milan, and I'm here today with one of my colleagues.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily. Sorry you can't see me today, but I am still here, like a ghost. I work with Cathal at the Meravigli School in Milan, but I'm originally from the UK, from the middle of England.
Hmm. Very good, very good. So, guys, if you want to introduce yourselves, tell us what school do you attend, what school are you a student of, and where you're from. In
Mhm.
Italy, in France, in Spain, wherever you might be a student in, we want to know so that we can start a bit of conversation. We can get a bit of dialogue going between everybody. Oh, and we have Clara. Hey, Clara,
Clara, hi.
already. Very good. Clara is
Clara
a
is on
big
it.
Ireland fan, and I'm a big fan of Clara at the moment because she loves Ireland apparently.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yeah, we had a good time at the St. Patrick's Day event.
Right, yeah, of course.
All right. Oh, she's from
Great.
Sicily. Okay. Yes, I remember this.
Mhm. It's always nice to
Okay.
see return students. It's like we're doing
Hmm.
an okay job. We're better than
Yeah,
bored.
exactly. They're coming back exactly within the other options.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, guys, as you're coming in, please introduce yourselves. Please tell us who you are. We have
Hi,
Alessandra, very
Alessandra.
good.
And hi, Simonetta as well.
Very nice. From Genova, nice. Yes, one Ireland. All
Okay,
right, very
amazing.
good. So, do you want to take this, Emily? Do you want to take the start?
Yeah. So we are talking about strength in numbers today. So there are lots and lots of idioms about numbers, particularly, and we
Mhm.
actually have one already in the title. So strength in numbers. We often say there is strength in numbers. Maybe think
Hmm.
about what you think that means, and I'll tell you in a moment. But here is our list for the focus. So number idioms and meanings, and hopefully some practice using them as well. Hi to
Absolutely.
Mary as well.
Hey, Mary, how are you?
So
Oh my
strength,
goodness, Clara and Alessandra from Agrigento.
amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's very weird. It's yeah, make some friends across the internet. It's always nice.
Exactly.
So there's strength in numbers is about saying we are better in a group, in a community than individually. So we often say that when you want to work as a team. Hey, hi to Monica too. A lot of people today.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Right.
So we have number, which as you probably know already, we can use that in a lot of different contexts. So we have 5 different ways to use the word here. Maybe think about what the differences are. What do they mean in each sentence? So, Carl, do you want to take a couple of them?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're looking for what is the meaning of the word number in the following sentences. Number one, there were a number of people at the market today. The next one, she wore a little black number to the party. The next one, for his last number, he sang a beautiful ballad. The next one, could you order these pages and then number them? And the last one, she died yesterday. I guess her number was up.
Mhm. So some
Mhm.
of these are more common than others. Carol, would you use all of these phrases?
Um, I would say, yeah, I guess I would use all of them, except maybe
Mhm.
number five. I wouldn't use too often, I guess, because it's not
Yeah.
quite a common one to use all the
Mhm.
time. But
Yeah.
certainly one, two, three, and four, I would use a
Mhm.
fair bit, not all the
Yeah.
time, but certainly.
Yeah, I think me too. Number five,
Hmm.
as we said, maybe a bit more specific. Uh,
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
we have some answers. Thank you.
Mm,
Okay.
very good. Yes, Monica, nice. So, number one, there were a number of people, a lot of people at the
Hmm.
market today. Exactly.
That's great. Number two, you're right. A little black number is for a dress. Um, I
Mhm.
think we would only use it for a dress and not any other item of clothing. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's great.
Hmm. Very good. Monica is on it today. Wow,
Really
fantastic.
are
Number
amazing.
the third sentence for his last number, exactly, for his last song,
Hmm.
the last one of his set. So we call like the songs, the group of songs that a musician sings uh, at a concert is their set list.
Hmm.
So a set list is um, the songs that the musician can play or plays at a concert or a gig. We sometimes call a concert a gig if it's maybe a bit smaller.
Hmm. Yeah, and I would say a number, you can have a dance number as well, maybe, but anything
Yeah,
with music.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Very good.
Number four, to number the pages. Yeah, Monica says to numerate. Yeah, you can. That is what it means. We don't really use numerate as a verb, but you're
Mm,
right. Physically put numbers on the pages. That's great.
yeah. And then the last one, then I think Monica might have been a typo. The end, possibly not the
Hmm.
and, but the end. So yeah, I guess her number was up. If like to say someone's number is up, that means that like their time has come, like a reckoning of some sort.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's about dying, about death. Sometimes it can be when finally um, you are found out to be lying or something like that.
Hmm.
When it's usually when something bad happens, I guess. Would you say the
Yeah,
same, Emily?
I agree. I think maybe with a crime as well, if you run out of time before you're caught,
Hmm.
which is as
Yeah,
just as you're saying.
absolutely.
Another, I can think of one more phrase with numbers, which is "I've got your number." If you say to someone, "I've
Oh.
got your number," so what does that one mean? Do you think?
But to have someone's number, let me write it down here, put it into the chat. To have
Hmm.
someone's number is like, I guess, to know what someone is going to do. It's not to physically have like their phone number.
No.
I've got your phone number. And it's like, okay, good, right? No, if someone says I've got your number, um, or if he say, oh, I don't know. Emily really has Carl's number today. It's like she knows what I'm
Hmm.
going to do.
Yeah.
Usually can sometimes be used in sports quite a lot. If like a
Yeah. That's a
defender,
good point.
defender or an attacker are doing a kind of are having a battle, shall we say, and they one gains the upper hand. One is
Mm-hmm.
doing better than the other. He seems to know which way the other person is going. We'll say you've got his number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you really know someone in that moment, even if you
Yeah,
don't know them
exactly.
personally. It's
Yeah,
yeah,
very good.
it's an interesting phrase, I think, that one.
Hmm. Oh,
Okay.
Elizabetta here with an interesting comment here. It can be
Hmm.
repertoire. So yeah, I mean, a set list, similar to a repertoire. I'd say the difference between the two is the set list is very much for kind of, I would say it's more of an informal phrase to use, a set list,
Mm-hmm.
than repertoire. Repertoire to me sounds um, like your ability to play classical music more so,
Yeah.
or your list of songs that are classically based. Whereas a set list
Mm-hmm.
can be any modern or pop songs that we have in the charts at the moment. A
Yeah.
repertoire certainly more for like violins or cellos or flutes and stuff like that. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
maybe a set list can be on a guitar or maybe a piano. Piano's interesting because you can play classical or normal music.
Yeah. That's why pianos are great. Um,
Yeah.
I also think there's another difference, which is that repertoire can be everything you know in general, and a set list
Mm,
is more about one performance, one evening.
yeah,
If you've
yeah,
got something in your repertoire, it's you know how to do it, but you
yeah,
might not do it that evening. You might not choose to.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
really great question. Thank
Um,
you.
I'm trying to think of other like number idioms, and the only one that I
Mm-hmm.
can think of like at the moment is kind of similar to the number is up. Is if
Mm-hmm.
you say someone's days are numbered.
Ah, yeah, good one.
Someone's
Yeah.
days are numbered. What do you think? What do you think, guys? If I said, "Oh God, his days at the company are numbered,"
Mm-hmm.
do we think that phrase means? If I said that, because this one, I
Yeah.
guess I would use as well. I would use this. I mean, obviously not that commonly because I'm not in charge of that sort of thing, but
Yeah.
certainly you would see it on like or managers or you certain people in different positions would say it. I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be very dramatic about the end of something. Yeah, Simonetta, in the most literal way, you're right. It is to be finished with his life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very similar to that, but there's an added threat to it. It's like you
Yeah.
are warning someone. If you say to someone your days are numbered, it's a way to say I'm going to kill you. Yeah, so it's really or the end will come for you. Yeah, so it can
Mm,
be that you are fired. If someone's days at the company are numbered, means they will come to the end of their time, they will be fired. So it's quite
mhm.
dramatic. It's like a warning or a threat.
Yeah.
It's a great phrase.
Very good, Monica. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But
Hmm.
it's yeah, it's one of those things where it's quite threatening kind of phrase to use. It's if you say
Hmm.
it to the person like, oh, you better be careful here, or else your days at this company will be numbered. And you're kind of
Yes.
going, oh God,
Wow.
suddenly I'm very upset.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So
but
there are
I'm trying
lots
to
of
think.
number phrases.
Yeah. Maybe another one we could say is to do a number on someone.
Yeah.
So if you say to do a number on someone or something,
Hmm.
what do we think that means? To do a number on someone or something.
Yeah, you
Give
might
an idea.
describe a person this way, maybe a difficult person or a difficult situation. So if a person
Mhm.
does a number on you, then what do you think that means?
Nice, Elisabetta. Very good. Yeah, to do a bad thing to someone, we'd say, not
Hmm.
a bad thing at someone, but do something bad to someone. Don't worry,
Hmm.
Monica. Yeah, I have no
Yeah.
idea. Don't worry. Elisabetta has it there. So to do a bad thing to someone or
Hmm.
something, usually like cause harm or hurt someone.
Yeah.
Would you have a different understanding of that, Emily? What do you think?
No, I completely agree. Um,
Mm.
yeah, maybe if you even it can be a situation as well. So if say you uh, drank too much, it's a situation. You can say the alcohol really did a number on me. It really hurt me unexpectedly.
Right.
But
Exactly, exactly.
I
Or
feel
maybe the
like you
barman.
should use that example rather than me.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I've got your number.
Very, very good. Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other ones. I might have one more, and then I'll stop.
Okay.
But there's one here I thought of here. To crunch the numbers.
Hmm.
So if you're in like analytics or accounting or any sort of management or organizational kind of position, you could use this phrase for when you are kind of calculating something. So to crunch the numbers is to calculate.
Hmm.
So when you're
Yeah,
calculating, I
I
don't
like.
know what you need to pay. It's good. It's good. Okay, I'll stop.
Great. We're not done with the idioms yet, guys. So if you do have any questions, please ask at any time. Okay, so but we'll step away for the idioms for a second. So which numbers are lucky or unlucky for you? Do you often think about numbers and what they mean? So I know some people really like to think about that, and some people maybe are more rational and just remember them. What do you think?
Sensible, maybe, shall we say, rational and
Well,
sensible.
yeah, maybe rational is the wrong word there. Yeah.
Mm, in your country, I do know I've heard of a few, and there are like unlucky or lucky numbers. Certainly unlucky numbers anyway in
Mhm.
our Anglo-Saxon kind of countries. Um, I don't know. I can only think of the one. I can only think of one number in particular, but I do
Mm,
know Italy has a few.
yeah, I think so. And I know some people have personal lucky or unlucky numbers.
Yeah.
I personally don't, but it's always interesting. So I'm
Mhm. I
fascinated
guess.
by the idea of numerology about the um, traditions surrounding numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so 17 is unlucky in Italy. Okay.
There are also people who believe that 17 is a lucky number. It's a bit controversial.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
I never knew a number could be controversial.
No. I think 13 though, some people want it to be lucky. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so 13 and 17, the most common ones. Um, this reminds me
Okay.
of a fact about the reason we have teen from
Okay.
13 onwards, if anyone is
Okay.
curious. It's because originally the number system was between 1 and 12, not 1 and
Hmm.
10. And so then
Oh.
13 was the next series after that. So if you've ever wondered why we have 11 and 12 so different from the other numbers in that series, that's
Mm.
why.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. All right. Oh, Monica, just Monica, be careful of your spelling there. I don't care about lucky or unlucky numbers, but it is funny, not fanny,
Mhm,
funny, right? Very important to get the bat, not bat, but
mhm.
B-U-T.
Okay, so we also have, yeah, Elisabetta maybe on an airplane. Again, remember the spelling, just an A-N-E at the end, airplane.
Mm,
Then you're right, you can read 16A. Maybe they remove the 17th row, or they remove the 13th row, I think, some airplanes.
oh,
And Friday
absolutely.
the 13th also, yes.
I think we're kind of the same, isn't it?
And
So,
666, that's an
yes,
interesting one.
Friday the
Yeah,
13th.
yeah. Okay, great. Carl, do you have any lucky numbers or unlucky numbers?
I mean, now no, but when I was younger, I used to play a lot of football, a lot of soccer,
Mhm.
and my favorite number to wear was number 7 because it was my favorite number, and I used to always like playing in it. I felt lucky playing in it, so
Right,
that would have been my lucky number.
nice. Yeah, I think sometimes they work like that, don't they? It's familiarity or
Yeah,
instinct.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, so we are back to the idioms for now. So we have a lot of number idioms in English. Um, Again, probably because we get idioms from everyday things like food or the body or numbers, because we have to think about these so much.
Yeah.
Ways to relate to the world quite easily. So you have they are on cloud nine is an example. So what does this mean to you?
Mm,
And
to
can
be
you think of any other number idioms? Any at all?
yeah. Might give them a few minutes to think of these because
Mhm. And if you can't think of any in English, you can always translate some in your own language. We can see if they exist in English or what the equivalents are.
yep. What do we think? We've got 9 people. One knows what the meaning for this is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Simonetta, they are very happy. Hmm. That's great. You're right. They are on cloud nine. It's about happiness. And Clara answered with another idiom, being over the moon. That's great.
Nice. And Clara used to, and her first T-shirt number was number 1. It hasn't changed the number. Number 1, lucky number 1. Okay, nice.
Hmm. Well, if you can be number one, why be any other number?
Exactly.
Okay, so Monica, that you're saying, actually, this translates quite well. Seventh heaven. We can talk about being in seventh heaven in English also.
Mm,
For some reason, we
yeah.
have 7 and 9. Don't know why.
There's different levels to it. Seventh heaven is not
Yeah,
quite cloud 9. Like cloud 9, oh, it's amazing.
I mean, I heard a theory that it comes from Dante, from the equivalent of Dante, cloud nine.
Oh,
There are 9 circles of
okay.
hell, maybe 9
Oh,
clouds as well. But
God, we should
I,
hope so.
I don't completely know though.
Yeah. Euphoria, Elisabetta. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Just being so happy, almost euphoric, as you said. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
All right.
Okay, so we have some more here. And this time we won't get you to answer them blind. We'll give you some help. So can you match the answers here? So the blue to the red.
idioms. These ones are actually quite common in terms
Mm-hmm.
of their use. Actually, the title is quite an interesting one as well. Say
It
two
is.
peas in a pod.
Mm-hmm.
We have like there's a kind of similar one. You can say that two peas in a pod are it's kind of similar to birds of a feather. If anyone's
Mm-hmm.
ever heard of the phrase birds of a feather. Um in a pod. So it just means to have like so two people having the same kind of personality together are behaving the same.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you think about peas, individual peas don't look very similar. So you can't
Mm,
tell who is who. Whereas
yeah,
the same with feathers as well in general, or birds with the same
absolutely.
feathers.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some answers also. One to B,
Mm,
the four corners of the earth is all over the world. That one I personally don't use that one very much. Um,
mm,
and maybe you maybe see it more culturally.
yeah. Possibly in like documentaries, like nature
Yeah.
documentaries, perhaps.
Hmm.
Someone will mention the four corners of the earth. You can
Yes,
find
that's right.
this, like David Attenborough doing his,
Mm, definitely. Yeah, you have to
great
channel
quote.
your inner David Attenborough to use that phrase.
Oh, I love channeling David. David Attenborough is one of my favorite like people to impersonate, just because I feel
Mhm.
so educated when I do it. You know, I feel
Yeah,
so smart.
smart and yet relaxing.
Exactly. Oh, it's just the perfect combination.
Yeah, okay. I think we're holding the others up in a way. So we
Yeah, I
have
think everybody else is. Yeah.
yeah, you're storming ahead. So we have sixes and sevens. You I think someone's Elizabeth has said to C, just so solve two problems at once. So that one is not quite right. It's not actually to C. So the answer to
I
this
think
one,
Clara and Monica have it. Yeah.
oh, they
Two
have it?
E. Very
Okay,
good.
great.
Yeah.
So in a state of confusion. So I don't know the difference between a six and a seven. I'm at sixes and sevens. I'm caught somewhere. I don't know where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have many, many idioms about confusion. Probably because we are always confused. English speakers. Okay. Carl, do you want to take the next one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so a couple of people have said this already. Clara, Alessandra, very good. Simonetta as well. Three goes to A. Nice guys. Once in a
Hmm.
blue moon, very rarely. Yeah, because obviously a blue moon is very rare to see, if at all, if you see it. So once in a
Yeah.
blue moon is to say that something rarely happens.
So a blue moon, I think, is the extra moon if if there is an extra moon at the end of the year. So normally there's a
Yeah.
certain number, and there's maybe one more. So we might have a blue
Okay.
moon this year since it's a leap year. I don't know.
Maybe, maybe. We're
Keep an
going
eye
for the next one then. A dime a dozen. Clara there saying that four goes to F, and Monica also saying four goes to F. Very good, guys. Yes. It's a dime a dozen. It's cheap and common. So if something is common, you say it's a dime a dozen. Right?
Great.
Because a dime, I believe a dime is like a unit of currency. Obviously, it's a nickname given to
Hmm.
the 10-cent coin in America, right? The dime
I
is
think
10
so.
cents.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you can also
And
say like some people in like particular places, some men now, not people, men. and this is maybe not the nicest thing to say, but some guys say about women, like if they say, "Oh, she's a dime," if they say that she's a dime, she's 10, like 10 out of 10. She's very, very beautiful.
Okay, haven't heard that before, but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Oh yeah, it didn't surprise me at all when I heard it, and I was like, okay, yeah, I see why they made that up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
it doesn't.
great. Okay, so number 5, I think most of you have said D, and that is right. If you imagine a game and you're doing well, but then you lose the game, you go back to square one. You go back to the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, of course, that means that to kill 2 birds with 1 stone is to solve 2 problems at once,
Mm-hmm.
which is a strange expression the more I think about it. That one. Like, who invented this phrase? Um,
Like, why is a bird a problem? I don't understand why a bird is a problem or considered a problem.
mm, yeah, that's true. That's okay.
Quite a strange one to
Two,
say.
2 hearts in a hut, apparently in Italian, the Italian version.
Two
Oh,
peas in a pod
2
is,
peas in a pod.
two
Okay.
hearts. Is two hearts in a hut. Okay,
Interesting.
interesting.
I like that.
Two hearts in a hut. Okay, I might start using
Mm,
that.
yes. Yeah, it's very strangely domestic. Like,
Hmm.
okay. So just some practice using these now with a couple of
Oh,
ones that we haven't, actually most of them we haven't seen yet. These are some more ones, but in context. So as we go through, see what you think the answers are. Maybe we'll just talk about the title first. So we have 1 for the
hmm.
books. Um, you can also say a turn up for the books, which is the same. And that just means it's a really amazing year. It's a really amazing event. It's something to remember. So if you think about taking notes on everything that happens, and normally it's very boring, but then there is a particularly good day or a particularly bad day, say it's 1 for the books, it's 1 to write down.
They want to write home about, something to
Mhm.
write home about.
Yeah.
It's very nice. I think this is actually just loading in the chat here.
Okay. Perfect.
It'll come in through now in a second. So we need to put these idioms into the gap.
Oh, Carl has gone for a second. I'm sure he'll be back. But yes, we want to put some idioms into the gaps. So I'll just read them for the pronunciation. So we have second thoughts, by the dozens, on cloud 9, 1 too many, $1,000,000, again with the American money, 2 left feet, third time's the charm, dressed to the nines, and 3 sheets to the wind. Okay, great. And wow, we have some answers already. That's great. I'm hoping Cal is coming back now. So you're right. Yesterday, I went to my sister's wedding. Everyone was, as Monica and Clara say, dressed to the nines. Welcome back.
Sorry guys, I don't know what happened there. My thing just stopped as I was trying to enter the definition there.
No, it happens, doesn't it? We've
Technology.
absolutely. So we just saw dressed to the nines is dressed up, dressed very formally,
Yeah.
dressed really well. Again, 9 is this very extreme positive um, symbol, I guess. It often seems true, I think, like cloud 9.
Mm.
So my sister looked like, Clara says, yes, $1,000,000. Is this one you would use, Carl?
Um, not very commonly. I think $1 million, because obviously bucks is a term used similarly to dollars in
Mhm.
America, and so I wouldn't generally use bucks or $1 million. I would just say she looks very very nice.
Yeah, I think I would as well.
Yeah, yeah. The next one, I think people are in agreement. She was on cloud nine the whole day. Very good. She was
Mhm.
very very happy the whole day.
Wow, very lucky for it to stay the whole day.
Yeah, I mean, no stress, just happiness the whole way. Okay.
Yeah, amazing.
Why not? Why not? Next one, I thought for sure she would have had. Ah, very good, Clara. Nice. Second thoughts. So when we talk
Mhm.
about second thoughts, that's just talking about like a doubt. So when you're not sure, so obviously when, I don't know, you decide to get married, this is your first decision, your first thought. And then if you kind of think about it again, usually if you think about it again, it's, oh God, I'm not sure whether we should do this. It's uncertainty, it's doubt. So to say you have second thoughts is doubt.
Mhm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And it's very strange now I think about it that it's always the plural. You always say on second thoughts or I'm having second thoughts and not
Yeah.
the singular. It's always the plural there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a strange one.
There is another idiom in the next sentence. So after all, she'd
Yes.
already tied the knot twice. So to tie the knot just means to get married. To tie the knot. Um, but she just smiled and said, yes, as Clara has just written to us, third time's the charm. Or third time lucky, we also say.
Third time lucky, yeah.
I think for me, third time lucky is more common, but maybe it depends on the individual.
I'd agree. I would agree. So then after that, she said, by midnight, the dance floor was packed. Ooh. So what do you think? Packed. So packed meaning crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So packed, what comes after that?
See, this is not one I would use, I think.
Yeah, I wouldn't use this one either. I would use a different one. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So this one we would say is was packed by the dozens, I believe is the right one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I think so.
So packed by the dozens. So it means that there were a lot of people uh, on the dance floor. So dozen being 12, packed by the dozens. There were lots of groups of 12 people there. Not 12 like a group of 12 people, but it looked like a lot. Um, I guess I would say not packed by the dozens, but I might say packed to the rafters.
Hmm. Yeah. The rafters being like the ceiling, the top of a building. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think I would just say it's packed. I wouldn't have an expression afterwards. Is
Yeah.
packed is completely full anyway. So yeah, it's one of those phrases, sentences where you can have a phrase or you can just leave it and the meaning is still there. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So the next one we have I had a blast. I had a really great time, even though I have. Yeah, Clara, we have this as well. I have two left feet. I am
Nice.
very clumsy. So I think the idea of the left foot being unlucky isn't just English. That's very very common in lots of cultures.
Hmm.
Left
Yeah.
feet or left-handed. So two left feet, I'm terrible. That's true for me.
I think it might be, it's like something to do with dancing as well. Like two left feet's not just like clumsiness,
Mhm.
but it's also to refer to
Yes,
like an inability to dance or
true.
coordination, maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Very nice, though. Very nice. And so the last two, then, guys. The only drawback of the evening was my brother who had. What do you think? Very good, Monica, Simonetta. Nice. One too many drinks.
Mhm.
You could even just say he had one too many alone. You don't need to say drinks because if you're talking about a party, we know already. Oh, he had one too many.
Mhm.
um, and ended up, obviously, the last one ended up three sheets to the wind.
Mhm.
Now, this one I have never used. I only ever use it whenever we're talking about this lesson or another lesson that we talk about
Mhm.
because it I'd never heard it before. Before doing these lessons, I had never heard of three sheets to the wind.
Mhm.
It basically just means drunk.
Yeah, I've heard it, but I haven't used it myself.
Yeah,
And I think it's if you imagine a sheet, if you imagine the sheet that you have on your bed, when you dry it, you imagine it in the wind moving. Um, so it's
kind of like
you are
all over
that
the place, wobbling.
uncoordinated. Yeah, but you know, also for me, it's not one that I use at all. So
Yeah, because
you,
we have other ones. Like oh, and yeah, there you go. Clara's wondering what do we usually use instead of three sheets. Um,
mm,
I mean, it's a strange one. We have more kind of colloquial ones. I'm sure my terminology for drunkenness is a bit different to Emily's and a bit different to someone from America as well. Purely just from being from different places. But I guess a kind of a general one. Maybe it's not an idiom, but it's just a phrase. You just say he was hammered,
hmm
hammered
yeah,
or smashed.
hmm yeah. There is a joke that I often mention, which is that you can add a verb or an object, and if you add ed to anything, it will always mean drunk. A hammer is just an object. You can say hammered. Um,
Oh, yeah,
if you
exactly.
add
Oh,
ed
it's
to
absolutely
say
unbelievable.
plaster, you can say plastered. You know,
Oh, classic.
anything at all,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
is quite
absolutely.
charming, I think.
Yeah, it's quite funny one. Yeah, we
But
probably would just use those ones instead.
other than the last one, do you use most of them, Carol?
Yes. I mean, occasionally I would use dress to the nines, maybe well, not for myself, but if my mother was going out and
Yeah,
was dressing up in a very nice way, or my sisters were doing that, it's like, oh, she was dressed to the nines,
yeah.
or was dressed up very nicely.
hmm
On cloud nine for sure, for sure.
hmm
Second thoughts, yeah. Third time lucky, as you said, instead of third time's the charm, I'd say third time lucky. Um, Again, packed, yeah, I just say packed or packed to the rafters if it was inside. Two left feet and one too many as well, I would use.
Yeah, I think this is the same. That's the same for me as well. So you can
Mm,
see, at least in Britain and Ireland, the ones which are maybe a bit older, ones that are still used. It's something to notice.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So, oh, here we go. Alessandra, they're wondering, similar to hangover. Ah, see, no, this is the thing because hangover, I think, has a completely different phrase in Italian uh, to like drunk or something like that because drunk is the night. So when you are drinking a lot
hmm
and when you have the drink, so you're drinking, 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 you are drunk, right? The next day, when
hmm
your head is very painful and you're feeling very ill or unwell, um, and like you just don't want to like if you open your eyes and it's everything's like really blurry or it's very bright, that
hmm
is we say hangover. It's like so I am hungover or I have a hangover. Um because drunk is the night like the night of the party. Hangover is after it, like the movie with Bradley Cooper and what's the other actor's called? Zach Galifianakis, I think, is another actor in that film. But
hmm
Hangover is certainly the day afterwards.
Yeah, and remember, if you are using it to describe you, you say, I am hungover with a U, and
Yeah.
hangover with an A is the noun, which I know can be a bit confusing. Um,
Yeah.
okay, great. I like that comment in isolation. I'm hungover. It's
Yeah. Oh, sorry guys. St. Patrick's Day just got a little bit too wild.
St. Patrick's Day was a week ago.
Yeah, I know it's still happening.
Uh, okay. So we have about 5 minutes, so maybe we could look at one or two of these questions just to
Mhm.
give you some more context for these useful ones. Um, so have you ever had second thoughts about something? Maybe tell us about that.
Second thoughts. Also, maybe we should talk about the title for this as well. Put two
Yeah.
and two together.
Hmm.
What would you say would be the?
So this is short for put two and two together and make four. Um, so it's getting the correct answer from the information available to you. So it's when you're very
Mhm.
logical about a situation and you come to the correct conclusion. Okay. Yeah. Not with someone telling you, but you intuit, you discover something. So we have, of course, because we're talking about numbers, a lot of them are either mathematical or semi-mathematical, just as we talked about crunching numbers or number crunching earlier. It's using that to talk about life.
Okay. Alessandra loves the movie The Hangover.
Okay.
Do not blame you. It's a funny film.
Mhm. Okay, we have a great answer here from Clara for the first question. On what study at university? Okay, I started to study architecture. After a month, I changed my mind and changed faculty. Okay, wonderful. Great. Yeah, I think a lot of people have second thoughts about university, either
Yeah.
about the subject or other things in their lives. Great answer.
Nice. Monica has gone ahead and answered the question too. Do you know anyone who has two left feet? Yes, I have two left feet.
Yeah, me too, Monica. Me too. So, okay, great. And we'll probably skip number three because, as we said, we don't really use this phrase. Maybe number four. When did you feel on cloud nine? So we can leave you on a happy note, hopefully.
Yeah.
Cahill, when did you last feel on cloud nine?
Um. Oh, this morning. So I woke up and my sister
Mm.
had transferred me some money to buy an Easter egg. So I was very very
Oh,
happy that
that's
she
so
thought
sweet.
of me in that moment. So yeah, I was very happy with
Oh,
that.
that's lovely. Okay. We have some answers as well. Number three, Simonetta did answer number three when it was 16. Okay, the end of year party. Okay,
Um,
I can
First
imagine.
end of year party,
Wow.
yeah.
And Clara, yeah, I'll be on cloud nine when this quarantine ends. So you only need one will there. Yes, I think we all agree. We all agree then.
Fucking
Yeah,
absolutely.
and we will be able to
Nice.
see nine clouds as well, maybe.
Hopefully, yeah.
See the sky properly again.
Exactly, exactly.
And Simonetta, when you
All
got
right.
married. Okay, lovely. Well, I
Lovely.
think we are out of time for today. Is there anything you wanted to add, Carl?
No, we covered a lot there today, actually. So it might be worth
We
just
did.
looking over, guys. Look through the comment section again.
Mhm.
Maybe watch this video again just to recap on any of the phrases and terminology that is new for you.
Yeah.
But apart from that, thank you all for participating, and it was really a lot of fun.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good, lovely afternoon and evening.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.